Patty Donahue witnessed UFOs flying over her house from Lake Michigan.
It was a triangle.
Is that Lake Michigan in that direction?
Yes.
Her daughters reveal an alien home invasion.
It was looking at you?
Eyewitness Phil has had multiple sightings of UFOs too.
I would see saucer-shaped craft coming out from the lake.
And now he has just revealed that aliens have entered his house too.
We had some real close encounters in the house here. This is the first time I have any conscious recollection of seeing an actual being.
So this all happened in this house?
Yep, absolutely, right in my bedroom.
Do you mind taking us there?
Nope, absolutely not. We can show you right where it happened.
What do you want to do?
Come on, go ahead on in. After you, folks.
Thank you.
Waiting inside are Phil's family.
Hi guys, how are you doing? Hello. Maureen Ellsbury.
Hi, Mike Barra.
Hey, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Please have a seat. This is my family.
His son Art also witnessed UFOs coming from the lake.
So Art, I just want to check, do you also remember the same thing?
Yeah, when I walked out, there were several lights flying in the sky, quick speeds, green lights, darting around, and I mean, no explanation for me for as what they were, really. They changed directions. They would change directions dramatically.
What did you think you were looking at, Art? When you
to
saw
be
this
honest,
stuff?
I was astonished with what I was seeing, and I had no idea. I'd never seen anything like it. I just kind of in awe. Always a skeptic as to UFOs, and so this being the first time I've seen anything darting from one side of the sky. I mean, planes don't move like that.
No. Yeah. And one more question, noise, sound of any kind?
No, no noise.
Oh, have anybody else seen anything in the sky? Can you get a show of hands? Really, all of you. Wow.
It's a family affair.
Anything recently?
Yeah.
2 days ago.
Wow.
2 days.
2 days. Can you tell us about what happened?
My father, myself, and my stepmom happened to look in the sky. It was a small, trail behind the object we saw, and from one spot to the next, it, moved, super fast. A split second, it was in one different spot, and then it was, gone.
Late last fall, we saw a UFO following an airplane, and I had seen something, dart across the sky, like an orangish reddish orb. It happened so fast, I didn't know what it was.
It's a really juicy story. I mean, the family seems very credible. I mean, how often do you have a case like this where you have multiple witnesses to the same event, and they all might be seeing something that they don't understand that's perfectly natural, but it doesn't seem like it?
Having heard the family's stories of UFOs in the skies above them, the investigators now want Phil to show them exactly what happened when aliens entered his home.
I'll show you right where it happened.
So what exactly happened in here?
Okay, I was lying in bed, middle of the night. I woke up, and I was lying right here. My wife was sleeping over there, and hovering over the foot of our bed, about right here, there was a entity hanging out of midair, which appeared to be very intently focusing on my wife. And I screamed out, and it looked at me, and then it just pulled itself back, and it was gone.
Okay, I gotta ask you this. Could this have simply been a dream?
Nope. I was awake. I was awake and saw it.
UFO journalist Maureen has covered many stories of alien encounters, but she is shocked by what she is hearing.
The story's pretty bizarre, but he's got a very descriptive depiction of this entity, which is literally straight out of my nightmares.
But ex-CIA operative Daryl believes he can unlock more of Phil's story using hypnosis.
Sometimes pieces of our memory or information, particularly in UFO events, are separate, and there are some loose ends for me. So what I would like to do is to look at your case from a hypnotherapy point of view, because there's some parts that are missing. We want to see if we can put those together, or if there's something else going on. And if that's okay with everybody, I'd like to go ahead and do that, if you would give us a few moments together.
Thanks,
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I want you to relax completely and totally. Allow your eyes to close. as your eyes completely close, I want you to allow the relaxation that you can possibly imagine to focus right completely upon your eyelids so that your eyelids get so heavy and so relaxed that they just won't work. I'm going to pick up your hand, and I want you to leave your hand as heavy as just like a limp dish rag. Heavy, relaxed, totally. Sleep. That night, exact same state of mind, and you sense something in the room. That's exactly what happened. The UFOs and the things that you've been seeing in your life, do you have any sense at all where those UFOs are coming from?
I feel a sense, a pull towards
Where?
the west, towards Lake
The what?
Michigan.
Lake Michigan.
Phil's confirmed that UFOs are coming from Lake Michigan. But Daryl's anxious to find out if the aliens Phil saw are the same as the ones who invaded Patty's home.
Patty's children are seeing gray aliens. Where there are gray aliens, there's usually a higher intelligent alien running the show. What we need to find out now is what kind of entity Phil's seeing. What I'd like for you to do now is, if you see anything here that you can assemble that represents what you saw, anything that you see that might be similar, and if it isn't, then that's okay too.
If you were able to look directly into that creature's eyes, what would they look like?
I want to say similar to this shape, but without the pupils. I guess that would be about the closest one right there. This is something that looks very much like the praying mantis things I've seen. It was evil. The blackness in its eyes.
You mentioned one of the things when I asked you in there about, do you have any sense of where some of this stuff is coming from? You said Lake Michigan. So we're wondering if we find anything, an underwater base, anything like that, and if something like that is there and UFOs are frequenting that place, my suspicion is that that's going to be closest to what's running the craft.
Of the many aliens Daryl has encountered, the mantis is amongst the most feared.
Phil has identified his entity as a mantis. The mantis has been responsible for bringing down aircraft. So I characterize them as extremely intelligent, very manipulative, and dangerous. Stephen is used to the pleasant side of the alien experience. I think Stephen's going to get the surprise of his life.
I just don't want these beings to be in Lake Michigan. This disturbs me. I don't know why. These beings, I don't know. I don't want to say they scare me. I don't want to say that. But it's challenging something within me.
Just breathe.
This is not the ET that I believe that I've come into contact with. However, you know, I just want you to turn that picture away. I don't want to look at it. Cover it up. I don't know where all this is coming from. I don't know where it's coming from.
Deep breath.
I need to get some fresh air.
Anybody that thinks the UFO phenomenon is a funny little game and that this is all okay, it isn't. The bottom line is that it's just evil.
So I think Stephen's really upset because, you know, he believes that all extraterrestrial life is here for good and healing and to take care of people. And this has challenged the way he looks at it. I think that what was projected on that piece of paper was bad, evil, you know, something hit him where it wasn't right. And so I think his mind was kind of blown and he isn't willing to face that, so he walked out.
I had to walk out because I didn't want to remain in that moment anymore. I just had to come out here and get some fresh air. I just felt it staring at me, and I wanted to get away from it. ET contact, on the whole, is a good thing for humankind. What Phil has tuned into here, this mantis, it's something that I've totally rejected. I'm literally terrified.
The investigators regroup to discuss their next move.
So now that we know where Phil had his sightings, it's interesting to look at this. This is all the ships that have gone missing that nobody knows where they are. And Phil's sighting was right here, and that's directly in that path.
Yeah, but look at this. Notice the triangle. This is the Michigan Triangle. I needed to dive in that place.
You're going to go diving?
Why not?
Why? I mean, why risk it? What do you think you're going to find?
What we've talked about is UFOs, and in fact, they all seem to be coming from this area. If they're coming from the lake or around the lake, it's highly likely they're coming from underwater. If that's true, then there may be a base there.
Next morning, the team assembles at Pentwater Harbor on the shores of Lake Michigan. A local diving company has agreed to take Daryl out to the location on the lake where Phil saw the UFO craft emerge.
Zip me up.
Oh, cowboy, you look all suited up. So, Daryl, what do you think you're going to find down here?
I'd love to find a UFO laying on the bottom of that water.
Daryl, I'm slightly concerned. I mean, the water is so choppy and it's pretty murky. I am not even sure how far in front of your face you're going to be able to see here. You're going to have to get up close and personal.
Daryl has no idea what lies below the boat, but 30 feet down, a shape starts to emerge. With visibility so low, it's tough to pinpoint what the structure is. But on closer inspection, it appears the structure could be one of the lost ships and not an underwater UFO base. An hour later, Daryl emerges with news.
Yep, I'll spin around backwards. Perfect. Right.
Well, so what's the verdict? Did you see anything down there?
There's a wreck down there. All the gears and everything laying around all over the place. But no UFOs. That's what I was really looking for.
After gathering evidence from multiple witnesses around the shores of Lake Michigan, the UFO investigators sum up the case.
There is something unexplained and strange going on in and around Lake Michigan. Unfortunately, at this point, I don't feel like I have enough physical evidence to give any sort of definitive conclusion.
I'm the physical evidence guy, and talking to Phil, talking to Patty, they've had some very strange experiences, but I think this could all just have a natural explanation.
Mike, you could hide an entire city under this water. There's a good possibility that UFOs are coming from the water to do whatever it is they're going to do, contact, abduct people.
What they're doing here, I'm not sure, and what they're up to, I'm not sure. But I think we're going to find out pretty soon.
If allegations of ET home invasions are true, what do aliens want from us? Find out next time on Uncovering Aliens.